All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who does lead and rule well. Salutations to all you hopeful like Akim pushing out this word in sincerity and in truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And sincere shalom also to all you Akim and Aqua for listening and learning, preparing yourselves here in these last days. Unto the entire household of faith, fighting this good fight of faith, I want to say shalom. This is your brother Quar from the DC camp. Come back to you with another lesson. And I'm entitled this one, Sicarii just doesn't learn. Shaking my head. A couple years ago, I believe, you had these guys on the Passover. They did a Passover at like a nightclub, you know what I mean? And you seen like strippers and things like that. And, they was rebuked on that, and ultimately they repented of that. But, you can see that they didn't truly learn. They didn't truly learn from it. They didn't really understand. They still don't understand the spirit that they should be in, especially during the times of the Passover, man. And this is outside of, them talking about, because you had Alazar, the guerrilla Hebrew, chief priest. He said that he doesn't subscribe to the teachings of Paul. Then you had his right hand man, Deacon Hassad, if that's how you say his name. He said we didn't necessarily say that. We just saying we don't think that all of his scriptures is of authority, But that's not what he said, And you pick and choose what scriptures you want to listen to. You can see him with the hat on there, which his videos. Brothers broke it down with a hat. The wearing of the hat came from, the prophesying what hat a head covering came from, But none of that matters because you can't tell him nothing. This is the same guy that said that Apostle Tahar is too old to be a Levite priest. So, and he told a caller, he said that you can't disagree with him because he's a Levite. He's the chief priest. And ultimately, look, I'm gonna play this, and all I could do is just shake my head, man. This is the same dude that whatever. Let you hear this, man. As you can already see, the first thing they're doing is promoting, and even the name itself, bro, the Sicarii name itself. But they promoting, clothing. So check it out.
That Israelite dollar. I know a lot of y'all are looking for a home for Passover. Well, March the 22nd here in Atlanta, Georgia, Sicarii, we're doing it big if it be the will of the Lord. And we're doing it to celebrate and to commemorate Yahweh and his great mercies and salvation, and look forward to the salvation coming through his only begotten son, who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. Right, we're doing it again here in Atlanta, Georgia, March the 22nd. If you are not a member of Sicarii, there are only a few ways to get your invitation and be enabled to purchase a ticket. And that's if you're enrolled in Sicarii Varsity, you're actively a prospect for Sicarii, or if you're a subscriber to CZYN.network. Get over to CZYN.network, subscribe now, use promo code Deacon Sicarii. You'll save on your subscription, and you will be enabled to follow the instructions and receive the invitation on how to obtain your ticket for Passover, March the 22nd. We're also doing a full slate of events for that weekend. The next day, a special presentation to commemorate my 1-year anniversary of my debate with Dr. Michael Brown. Right, we're doing it. It's called The Truth About the Jews and the Slave Trade. Right, me and Assad will be doing it. Powerful. And then we will also be doing a breakdown on the truth about the 2/3. At the Passover, before we get into the ceremony, Lord willing, I'll be doing a presentation on the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Right, so that's what you're getting at the price of your admission for your Passover ticket, as well as all-you-can-eat buffet. Always going down something major. You can get your VIP upgrade, get your own personal waitress there. I'm telling y'all, man, it's going down in a big and a major way. We're going to have performances, photo ops. It's going down. And the venue is beautiful. It's immaculate. It's top tier. It's going down again. That's Friday, March the 22nd. March the 23rd, again, we'll have a venue where we'll be doing those special presentations. And then March the 24th, we're going to be doing the same thing. We'll be having a Sabbath service to bring in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? So it's going down again in a major way through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Get over to urbangrow.com. Get over to czyn.network, man. Come function with us, man. It's going down.
So, 2 minutes advertising the Passover. You can just see the difference of the spirits, man. Here it is, our Passovers were getting smaller and smaller, breaking it up, kind of like the first Passover where they celebrated in their homes. And they just getting bigger and bigger, just promoting it to any and everybody. Now, they say you have to be a member. If you're not a member of Sicarii, then you will have to. Let me rewind that back. You're gonna see.
Sicarii, or if you're a subscriber to Sicarii, there are only a few ways to get your invitation and be enabled to purchase a ticket. And that's if you're enrolled in Sicarii Varsity.
Enrolled in Sicarii Varsity. This is Matthew 10 verse 8. All right, it says, I'm gonna start at 5, and they. This is when Yahushua sent out his disciples. It says, these 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely ye give. All right. But they're selling tickets for the Passover. You're going to be enabled to get a ticket only if you're a member. And if you're not a member, these are the other ways you can get it.
Actively a prospect for Sicarii, or if you're a subscriber to Sicarii, there are only a few ways to get your invitation and be enabled to purchase a ticket. And that's if you're enrolled in Sicarii Varsity.
Sicarii Varsity. So they made a pretty much like a school, online school for this. Keep going.
Actively a prospect for Sicarii, or if you're a subscriber to czyn.network. Get over.
If you're an active prospect, whatever that means. If you advocating trying to get members for them, or if you subscribe to
czyn.network. Subscribe now. Use promo code Deacon Sicarii. You'll save on your subscription, and you will be enabled.
That's how you know it costs money, because you got to pay for a subscription. See, this is what, and these guys don't understand, man. This is why the scriptures say that Salakia, that money is the root of all evil, man. Let me get that real quick. It says, and this is crazy because this chapter says the instructions to those who minister. It says, verse 10, 1 Timothy 6 verse 10 says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which some coveted after. They have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And these dudes don't even realize that they are erring from the faith. Despite numerous warnings, they gonna take it as you hating on them. No, man, you just not in the spirit, and you erring from this faith, man. You don't even understand the spirit that you're supposed to be in the Passover. Now you want a super extravagant event. This is Proverbs 16:2. It says, all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but Yahweh weigheth the spirits, man. So you can tell these people, put on this image that, for people of the world all you want. This is the same dude who, they look up to, I'll say, they give more credit to WAC 100 in them than they do their elders who taught them this truth. dude was on a video the other day talking about, we know gang members. You know? Like that's something to be glorified or something, man. Anyways.
To follow the instructions and receive the invitation on how to obtain your ticket for Passover, March the 22nd. We're also doing a full slate of events for that weekend. The next day, a special presentation to commemorate my 1-year anniversary of my debate with Dr. Michael Brown. Right, we're doing it. It's called The Truth About the Jews and the Slave Trade. Right, me and Assad will be doing it. Powerful. And then we will also be doing a breakdown on the truth about the 2/3. At the Passover, before we get into the ceremony, Lord willing, I'll be doing a presentation on the tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? So that's what you're getting at the price of your admission for your Passover ticket, as well as all-you-can-eat buffet. Always going down something major. You can get your feet.
And I wonder if he's telling them that everything must go. You got to finish it. You got to finish all the food, man. You know, before the sun come up. What about the bitter herbs, man? You know? But this is what happens when you don't heed to your teachers, to be honest. This is Sirach 30 verse 8. It says, a horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. And that's exactly what's happened to him, man. An unbroken horse turns out stubborn, and a son left to himself grows up willful. What does the word willful mean, man? Let me look that word up. And it seems like I always bring the scripture up when I talk about it. And I don't like talking about these guys, man. You know? But this was just, like, this is blatant, like, it's shameful, man. It says intentional, deliberate. It says of a bad or harmful act, intentional or deliberate. It says having or showing a stubborn and determined intention to do as one wants, regardless of consequences, man. You know? And that verse right there is pretty much drawing that parallel between a child and a horse, you know, and their upbringings, man. So a horse needs to be broken down, trained, so that it can be useful for what its master's needs, right? You know, for it to be well behaved. Now, a child requires that same type of guidance and discipline, man, so that you're able to develop into disciplined and wise adult, man, a wise teacher, a wise leader. You know, and in order to do that, you needed the proper upbringing, man. You know, being taught right and disciplined right, man. So you don't grow up disobedient, so you don't grow up willful, you know? So this has to do with your conduct, man. And you guys fail at that. You know? You've become disrespectful to your teachers. You know? You become high-minded. Now I'm trying to think. It's that scripture, y'all. Damn, I had it earlier. What? Damn it. I think it's yes. This is 2 Timothy 3 and verse 2. It says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce despisers of those that are good. You see that? Now you got false accusers. You got this dude, Deacon Hassad. Has they sold out? Has this group sold out? And then going to proceed to say something that nobody ever said. We ain't teaching hell in no form or fashion, man. Besides the condition that we in this fucking world, man. You know, but that's what it's like for the love that brothers give, you know, correcting your ass so that you cannot be destroyed. You know, we receive more hate. This man, Alazar, went on, saw another TV, And this dude was talking about we the worst group, this and that and that. Tried to put up the video saying Jake, when the brother was saying F Mike Brown and all that, to play on the emotions of the people. You people are you can't see how wicked y'all are, man. You know? But you just clean your own eyes. Nobody can't tell you nothing. You didn't want to cut your hair. You didn't want to take off not wear your hat. All right? You want to do whatever you want to do, man. And brother's been saying it for years. You try to put yourself on the level of Apostle Ha, you know? Even when you went to go visit them when they was teaching, when it was in New York, and how you greeted the man. It's crazy, man. You know? But this is what happens when you're disobedient to parents and you don't want to be taught in that way. Now, this chapter is 1 Corinthians 10 and 5. The 1 Corinthians 10th chapter, and it says, avoid Israel's mistakes. All right? And you guys are not avoiding it, man, because nobody can tell you nothing. It says, 1 Corinthians 10 and 5, it says, but with many of them, the Most High was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now, these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit. And that's the spirit that y'all in. Now, the Passover is supposed to be a solemn assembly, right? But y'all want to have these extravagant events, inviting whoever, It's supposed to be a time where we commemorate the Exodus, but also our Passover lamb, Yahushua, the sacrifice he made, And it is described as a solemn assembly, and a holy convocation. Talked about how you had to do things in haste. Yeah, that's essentially what holy convocation, it refers to a time set apart for a sacred assembly, a solemn gathering for worship and reflection. Okay? And especially the first and the last days of that. It says, because it's a Sabbath, it says, this command establishes the serious and revert nature of the observance of the Passover and in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now, I looked up the terms serious and reverent, which like reverence. I didn't mean to say revert the first time. It's reverent. All right. And serious means this word indicates a solemn or earnest attitude, one that is thoughtful and not frivolous or lighthearted. In the context of the Passover, being serious means approaching the feast with an understanding of its historical and spiritual significance, recognizing the gravity of the events it commemorates, not just the Exodus, but like I said, even Yahushua's Passover, and the judgment that was passed when you didn't do exactly as the scripture said with the blood of the lamb. And reverent means reverence involves a deep respect, honor, and awe, especially towards the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. It implies attitudes and actions that show veneration for the Most High and his commandments. All right. Now, when you go into the Exodus, the Passover, you not supposed to allow any uncircumcised males to participate, in the eating of the lamb. Let me get it real quick. This is Exodus But how you gonna regulate that when it's just about tickets and money, you know? Every person was supposed to take one for their household, man. Anyways, this is Exodus. I'm talking about the lamb. This is Exodus 12 and let me see. This whole chapter is good, but it says it's a night to be much observed. This is verse 42. Yeah, verse 43. It says, and Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. And I dare you try to say that these a lot just because they Israelites don't mean that they Israelites of the Most High, man. But every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and an hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone. How you gonna do that? You got all you can eat, man. I mean, it's just showing the different spirits that Jake is in, man. That's all. I'm trying to point out. What else? Did I mention? Yeah. Let me keep going. There's a little bit more on that. It says, verse 47, all the congregation of Israel shall keep it, and when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover of Yahweh, let all his males be circumcised, and let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. All right? Now, like I said, man, now going back to that whole money, look, it's not about that, man. Let me get this in John. This is John 2. And it says what? First Passover, cleansing the temple. Okay? I'm going to start at 13. It says, and the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them out of the temple and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house an house of merchandise. That's verse 16. It says, and his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of my house, of thine house, have eaten me up. All right. Now, what is that saying, man? Yahushua was expressing his disapproval for those commercial activities that was taking place in the temple, man. He said that his father's house should not be made, it should be a house of prayer, but it been turned into a den of robbers, man, a marketplace, an avenue for you to just make money. All right. He's make not my father's house a house of merchandise, man. A house of trade. So keep the religious stuff a place for devotion and worship, man. Free from the pursuit of profit, commerce, man. But your heart is not in the right spot, man. And because nobody can tell you nothing, this is what happens, man. This is Galatians 6:3. It says, for if any man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. And this is what's happened to you, man. And like I said, man, brother's been saying it for years. And what? You're just getting worse and worse. Hey, that's Apostle Paul, so you might don't even care what that says. But he was trying to show you the importance of humility, self-examination, you know? And that self-deception can lead to a lack of empathy, you know? A lack of humility. And you're supposed to be cautious about being conceited and overestimating your own importance, man. You know? It was something else. Corinthians. Yeah. It says, for if a man thinketh himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. And it said when he is nothing, man. That's what happens when you don't have the Lord in you, man. When you become reprobate. You know? What you've accomplished with the Sicarii, and it ain't kudos, but if you got to lead them right, because they could be all following after somebody that's blind, and they all gonna go into the ditch, man. You know? This is why you need humility. This is why you have to be humble. All right? Luke 14 and 11, it says, for whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. All right? And that's what will happen. You know, you don't exalt yourself. You let the Lord exalt you. You know, but you told a brother, you know, and I seen it with my own eyes. You was tired of taking a low. You know? This is Proverbs 26 and 12. It says, seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than him. And again, it's cautioning you about the dangers of that conceitedness, self-conceit, man. Your overconfidence in your own intelligence and your own wisdom, to the point where you become arrogant. You close-minded, man. You can, like I said before, nobody can't tell you nothing, man, and that's a problem. You have to be teachable. You still have to be a follower, man. You know, otherwise you become. There's more hope of a fool in you, man. And you just, a fool is somebody that what? Lacks wisdom and makes poor choices, man. You know, and it says a fool is more capable, you know, than you are. See? Because eventually they will learn from their mistakes, you know. But on the other hand, you got you just, you know, you got it all, man. You know. You no longer listen to others, man. You don't even consider that you might be wrong or viewed as being in a worse position, because your arrogance is just getting bigger and bigger. And it's preventing you from growing wiser, because you already know it. You see? And that's where, hey, from my vantage point, that's where I'm seeing y'all at, man. You know? You know, but if you don't listen, man. If I close on this, it says 1 Corinthians 8 and 2. If any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know. Okay? So, you know, hey, Lord's will, man. You know, Lord's willingness was edifying. You know, and I doubt you're gonna take heed, especially not from me. You know, but, you know, the brethren, you know, your own apostles who taught you, you know, because it's, this just shows a lack of wisdom, man, and a level of pride, willfulness, and arrogance, man, that, you know, this you know, it's not the spirit of the Lord, man. So with that, Lord willing, it was edifying. Until the next lesson, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. I want to say Shalom.